Welcome to the Daily Vibecasting. We're diving headfirst into today's most buzzing posts from X, giving you the ultimate shortcut to what's really resonating right now. Our mission, well, it's to pull out those key insights, those surprising facts from the feed that you absolutely need to know about.
That's exactly right. And these aren't, just random posts pulled out of thin air. We've actually carefully selected them. They offer genuinely valuable insights across tech, global stuff, even those subtle societal shifts. We're going to keep it balanced, constructive, and moving fast. So let's just jump right in.
Okay, perfect. Let's kick things off in our Tech and Innovation Pulse segment. First up, a really fascinating post from @Elon Musk. He shared a Grok Imagine prompt and listened to what it generated. Ornate Mandalorian-style armor crafted from white porcelain with intricate blue floral patterns and golden filigree accents, highly detailed and reflective ceramic surface, elegant and regal design, cinematic lighting, ultra-realistic.
It's like this seamless blend of futuristic warrior style with that delicate historical art. Traditional Chinese blue and white porcelain from like the 14th century.
Exactly.
But, beyond just how cool it looks, this image gives us a glimpse into AI's next step. It's like true creative partnership.
Creative partnership. How so?
Well, it's not just replicating anymore, is it? It's blending these totally different styles with such mastery. It kind of forces us to rethink what artistry even means and, the unique role of human creators in all this. The real insight here, I think, is that AI isn't necessarily replacing creativity. It's profoundly reshaping it, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in digital art.
Reshaping it. Okay, that's a great way to put it. All right, from AI art to space travel. Let's switch gears. Our next post takes us from the digital canvas to the cosmos. SpaceX just announced something that's definitely going to make a splash. Literally, they posted. Dragon will also announce its arrival with a brief sonic boom prior to splashing down in the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah. This is actually a pretty significant operational shift for SpaceX.
Is it? Why the Pacific?
Well, the Dragon capsule splashing down in the Pacific, that's their new normal since May 2025. They moved it from the Gulf of Mexico, mainly for safety upgrades, they said.
Okay.
So for people on the coast, that audible sonic boom, that's just Dragon saying hello on its way back. But what's really crucial here is SpaceX's incredible reliability, especially with parachute deployments. They have this near-perfect track record.
Right.
It just underscores their growing dominance in human spaceflight, crewed missions too. And this splashdown timing lines up with Axiom Mission 4 getting to the ISS. So, big picture stuff.
Wow, busy times for them. Okay, now for something a little more grounded, maybe relatable for anyone thinking about careers, @Extreme Blitz posted a Breaking Bad meme. It's pretty funny, actually. It critiques the perceived employability of art degrees versus, say, computer science degrees.
Oh, I think I saw that one.
Yeah. It's got that classic vibe, like, which one's going to make you rich? Sort of thing.
You get a chuckle at the meme.
Yeah.
But it definitely taps into a very real anxiety about market saturation, AI's impact on jobs, especially for new grads. It hits a nerve.
For sure.
And the joke plays right into that old stereotype, doesn't it? That art degrees are, less lucrative.
Always been the stereotype, yeah.
But if you actually look at the data, like from Indeed.com and places like that, it shows really diverse, often well-paying career paths for art graduates. They're getting vital roles in tech and media all over.
So the stereotype isn't really holding up.
Not as much as you'd think. That old notion is definitely being challenged. Today's job market values creativity, adaptability, those skills are needed everywhere.
Good point. Okay, let's shift gears. We're moving into societal shifts and policy debates. And this next post really grabbed a lot of attention from @UnusualWhales. Trump is considering downgrading marijuana's drug classification per WSJ.
Right. This is potentially huge, a really big shift if it happens.
Explain that a bit. What's the current status?
So right now, marijuana is Schedule 1. That means legally, high potential for abuse, no accepted medical use. That's the definition.
Okay.
The idea is moving it to Schedule 3. That category acknowledges accepted medical use and implies only a moderate risk for dependence. It's a massive difference, legally and scientifically.
And this isn't just out of the blue.
Not at all. There's this growing body of scientific evidence. For instance, a major 2017 National Academies report confirmed cannabis is effective for things like chronic pain and nausea in cancer patients. And the broader implication here is economic, too. Reclassification could shift billions, literally billions, from illegal markets into regulated ones. That could seriously cut into cartel profits, plus ease the legal burden on tons of people.
Okay, huge implications.
Yeah.
But not everyone agrees, right? At Charlie Kirk 11 weighed in with a pretty different take. He posted, "I hope this doesn't happen. We need to protect public spaces for kids. Everything already smells like weed, which is ridiculous. Let's make it harder to ruin public spaces, not easier."
Yeah, this post definitely highlights the other side of that coin. The focus here is on public spaces, community environments, protecting kids. It's a valid concern for many people.
So it's about the potential negative impacts on the community.
Exactly. But what's interesting is when you look at the data from places that have already legalized, like a 2021 meta-analysis, it found no significant rise in youth cannabis use after legalization in states like Colorado. That kind of challenges the idea that reclassification automatically endangers kids.
Huh.
And it's also worth remembering, according to the CDC in 2023, there are still 0 deaths directly attributed to marijuana overdose. 0. So that reframes the public health risk argument quite a bit, doesn't it?
It does put it in perspective. Now, adding another strong voice to the opposition, at Matt Walsh blog posted something very concise.
Right.
Just, we should be doing exactly the opposite.
Yep, short, sweet, and very clear. A strong counterpoint to reclassification.
But how does that square with the medical evidence you mentioned?
Well, it contrasts pretty sharply. That 2021 National Academies report I mentioned, it found moderate evidence cannabis can treat chronic pain and muscle spasticity. That directly challenges the no medical use part of Schedule 1.
Right.
And there's more. A 2017 study, I think it was in the Journal of Policy Analysis and Management, found states with medical marijuana laws actually saw a 25% reduction in opioid overdose deaths.
Wow, a reduction.
Yeah. So these findings offer a powerful counter-narrative to claims that it's all just societal harm, plus you have public opinion. A 2024 Gallup poll showed 70% of Americans now support legalization. That's a huge majority, indicates a major shift.
70%. Okay, that is significant. All right, let's move to a different kind of societal discussion. Cultural identity. At AS Post shared something about ADL CEO Jonathan Greenblatt. He expressed concern over rising intermarriage rates in the Jewish community.
Yes, this touches on a really complex and sensitive issue within the community. So context here. A 2020 Pew Research Center study found that, 58% of U.S. Jews who got married since 2010 married non-Jews. That's a significant number.
And Greenblatt is concerned about this.
He is. In a speech around June 2025, he linked intermarriage to concerns about the community's future, its identity, especially in the face of other threats. What's important to grasp is how the ADL's focus has sort of evolved. Historically, they monitored external threats, like anti-Semitism, hate groups.
Right.
Now, there seems to be an increasing focus on internal dynamics, cultural preservation, especially with concerns about rising anti-Semitism globally. It's a reflection of how communities grapple with identity in our modern, globalized world.
Complex stuff. Okay, now for a really provocative political thought experiment, maybe. At Defined L's quoted the columnist George Will saying, "I wanted to win. I think every 20 years or so we need a conspicuous, confined experiment with socialism so we can crack it up again."
Yeah, George Will's perspective is, well, it's certainly designed to provoke, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely seems that way.
Yeah.
What's the thinking behind it?
He's basically suggesting this cyclical need for society to try socialism, fail, and then learn the lesson again. His view seems rooted in historical examples. Like, he often points to the struggles of the post-World War II British Labour government as proof that central planning inevitably leads to inefficiency and breakdown.
So it's an argument against central planning based on historical precedent.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It positions him firmly in that ongoing debate here in the U.S., where you have figures like Bernie Sanders or AOC pushing for more systemic change, more government intervention.
Right.
Will's statement just boils down that fundamental tension, calls for bigger government versus warnings about the potential downsides of centralized economic power.
Got it. Okay, let's move into our last segment, daily life and global happenings.
Yeah.
Starting with something maybe uncomfortably relatable for parents. At Matt Vanswol observed this scene at a playground, he said. 100% of the parents were staring at their phones while their kids were on the playground. A little boy was trying to get his mom's attention. The kid hit the phone out of her hand.
Oof. Yeah, that's a scene that probably resonates with a lot of people, unfortunately. It really highlights this growing concern about screen time, about being present as parents. It's a real thing.
Is there research on this?
Oh, yeah. A 2020 study found a really significant number of parents at playgrounds were on their phones, often missing bids for attention from their kids. And other research from 2019 suggests this technoference. That's the term they use for parental smartphone
A
distraction.
technoference.
Yeah. It can actually correlate with increased child behavior issues,
So,
kids acting out more. So that kid hitting the phone, while it's extreme, it's kind of this desperate primal attempt to just reclaim attention,
yeah.
A modern cry for connection.
Wow. Powerful image. Okay, switching gears dramatically to maybe the bravest 5 pounds on the planet. This story from @ColinRugg just blew me away. Tiny Pomeranian chases down a black bear out of its home after the bear broke in.
No way.
Yes, the 5-pound Pomeranian named Scott was seen coming to the rescue to get the bear out of the home in Vancouver, Canada.
That is absolutely incredible. Scout the Pomeranian versus a black bear? Seriously.
Seriously, 5 pounds of fury.
That's just an extraordinary act of bravery. Makes you marvel, doesn't it? And it really highlights how unexpected and sometimes downright humorous these human-wildlife interactions can be.
Totally. Do bears often break into homes there?
Well, black bears generally try to avoid humans, and actual home invasions are pretty rare. Though it does happen, but clearly Scout didn't get the memo about bear etiquette. It's apparently not. It's just a fantastic reminder that bravery comes in all shapes and sizes, even pint-sized fluffy ones.
Love it. Okay, from brave dogs to ancient genes. This one's fun. Uncle Doomer posted something humorous comparing a depiction of Homo neanderthalensis to modern Bulgarians.
Yeah, I saw that. It's pretty funny, but it actually touches on some fascinating science.
Really? Like what?
Well, a big study back in 2014 found that most non-African populations today carry somewhere between 1 and 4% Neanderthal DNA. And yeah, some studies suggest that certain Eastern European populations, including those from Bulgaria, might show slightly higher traces on average. It points to ancient interbreeding way back when.
So there's actually a connection.
There is. Bulgaria itself has this incredibly rich history as a genetic melting pot. Another study, I think, in Nature in 2020 found evidence of significant Neanderthal interbreeding in that region going back like 50,000 years. So, yeah, the post is funny, but it's a cool way to bring up those deep historical genetic connections we all carry.
Amazing. Okay, next up, we got to talk about Mr. Beast. He's always raising the stakes, isn't he? His question. Would you spend 30 days handcuffed to your ex for $250,000?
A classic Mr. Beast. You know what's fascinating about his challenges like this?
What's that?
Is how they tap into these classic psychological concepts. Think about real-world situations or even experiments where forced proximity just radically amps up the emotional tension.
Like the Stanford prison experiment, that kind of thing?
Exactly. Studies show a huge percentage of people in confined settings report way more stress after just 30 days. And that prize money, $250,000. It's perfectly Mr. Beast. His signature move is escalating the stakes, offering these life-changing sums.
True.
It's basically a social experiment played out for millions, designed to get that immediate, whoa, would I do that reaction from you, the listener.
Definitely makes you think. All right, switching to the political stage for a moment. Eric Dello posted a video. It shows Trump showing a Trump 2028 hat to the president of Azerbaijan. And the president seemed really enthusiastic, saying, including us.
Yeah, that moment is, well, it's a pretty clear signal, isn't it, about Trump's potential future political ambitions. And it shows his ongoing engagement with international leaders, even when he's not formally in office.
What's the significance of it being the president of Azerbaijan?
Well, what's particularly interesting is the timing. This interaction comes after a major peace agreement between Azerbaijan and Armenia, which the U.S. helped broker, signed around August 8th, 2025. Trump played a role in that. It was seen as a notable diplomatic achievement. So this kind of public interaction showing that connection, it could definitely influence how the world sees his leadership style. Highlights his focus on personal diplomacy.
Interesting context there. Okay, back to domestic issues and a serious one.
Yeah.
FBI Director Cash shared some stark details on fentanyl seizures. Posting, 200 days of Trump admin. Fentanyl seizures by FBI. From Jan 20 to present. 1,500 kilos.
Wow.
That's enough lethal doses to kill 113,850,000 Americans. Seizures to date are a 25% increases from same time period last year, most ever.
Those numbers are just staggering. The scale of the fentanyl crisis is terrifying. I mean, 1,500 kilos? Putting that into perspective, the number of potential lethal doses is enough to devastate a huge portion of the U.S. population. It's almost hard to comprehend.
Yeah, these seizures are up.
Yeah, a 25% increase. That's significant. And it does align with new authorities that were granted for border security efforts.
But does seizing more mean the problem is getting solved?
That's the tough part. Even with these record seizures, Studies from 2023 suggest that authorities are probably only intercepting a small fraction of the total amount coming in, maybe 10–15%.
Only 10–15%.
That's the estimate, which implies the vast majority still gets through. It just underscores what an immense, ongoing challenge this deadly drug poses. We're seizing more, but so much more is still flowing.
Grim picture. Okay, finally, let's look at this post from @RightAngleNews. It's about the Gainesville city manager, Cynthia Curry, resigning. The post notes it happened just days after DOJ Florida began its on-site audits and ends with a sarcastic, "Nothing to see here."
Right, so that post immediately implies a direct link, doesn't it? Audit starts, manager resigns, connection made.
Seems pretty clear what they're suggesting.
Exactly, and whenever you see a post like this making that kind of implied connection, it just screams, check the source. Source credibility is so important here.
What about this source?
Well, Right Angle News Network. Places like Media Bias Fact Check have rated it as having low credibility and a far-right bias as recently as May 2025.
Okay, good to know.
So it doesn't mean the connection isn't real, but it means you absolutely need to dig deeper, verify with primary sources. Don't just take the implication at face value. In this fast-moving online world, checking sources is vital to get the actual verified story.
Crucial advice. Okay, and that officially wraps up our daily deep dive into the buzzing world of X for today. Wow, we covered a lot. From AI creating incredible art to the whole debate around marijuana policy, a seriously brave Pomeranian.
And don't forget Scout.
Never forget Scout.
Mm-hmm.
And complex global politics, too. A real breadth of what's capturing attention.
It really is a remarkable snapshot, isn't it? What stands out to me looking back at all these posts is how these seemingly disconnected online chats, when you put them together, they actually paint this compelling picture. A picture of our collective curiosities, our anxieties, and just the ongoing challenges and, yeah, sometimes triumphs of our world. Each post is like a little brushstroke on a much bigger canvas.
That's a perfect way to put it. A bigger canvas we're trying to make sense of, one post at a time. So we definitely encourage you, our listeners, keep an eye on these trends, keep asking questions, keep seeking that deeper understanding. Often it really does start with just a single post. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Daily Vibecasting. We'll be back tomorrow with more fresh insights. Catch you then.